All right, it's connecting. There it is. Only thing I haven't done is I'm not recording. But Facebook is recording here live. Guys, this is Grandmaster Jerry Fast Fontanes, and we're recording live to Facebook, but I'm going to record here to Zoom too. All right. Wonderful. So here we go. I'm Grandmaster Jerry Fast Fontanes. Today we're going live with a gentleman who I know for many years. His story is what it's all about. He's one of the UMAN OGs. This gentleman coming from Massachusetts, as some people would say. You know, without further ado, it's Sensei. It's your title Sensei? I'm not even sure. I know you guys do it properly. The Sensei Shihan or yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Renshi is the
Renchi is the rank.
right now
Okay.
is the,
David Diaz, Renchi David Diaz. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing super good and getting better. So, guys, as you can see, what I have behind me is my personal Mac. That's what's going to be done for you. So, without further ado, I want to find out what was your inspiration, your desperation, or motivation to start in the martial arts, and what year was it?
Oh man, you're gonna. I think it was on. I was 8 years old. As I was actually watching the Karate Kid. Well, my sister actually took me. Well, my parents used to watch especially my father used to watch a lot the kung fu movies like Jackie Chan and all that, and he was laughing all the time. And I said like, you know what, I would love to do that. And as a little kid, I was always throwing kicks and all that stuff with it, but uh, didn't quite had the opportunity to go to a karate school at 8, but as we kind of venture out a little bit more, I found a couple of dojos around, and did some karate, kempo karate. There was some ninjutsu guy around in the neighborhood, and
Now,
he
one second, I apologize. Where was this? Is this in New York
Guayama,
City?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Guayama,
Okay.
Puerto Rico. So
Guayama. Okay, good.
it was a neighbor that he was very quiet, and he
Wait,
always,
Guayama, is that where the Brujos are? Wait a second.
yeah, no, the Brujos, yeah.
Oh shit.
So right now they changed it over for Guamanis, the Guamanis. So the Cacique Guamani. So anyways, I
Hello, Taínos, baby. Taínos, Arobaque.
you know it. So this guy was like doing some crazy stuff one morning that I woke up super early, and I looked over the window and I saw this guy throwing kicks and punches and doing flips and all that stuff, and I was like, I was sold on it. Um, so as I'm like, I need to know. So I started getting, lessons for that from that guy secretly, because you know how it is. You cannot tell nobody that you're learning this, okay? And as years gone by, I got pretty good at it. He was the one that taught me how to do flips, and being very active in it. It was some crazy movie style training that he gave me, So,
What did he call it?
uh, you know,
Invento.
he did not say, I respected a lot. He had a very good, sense of teaching at the same time, the way that he carried himself, I respected him a lot. So I never, oh, who was your master? Who was this? And I
Now,
just wanted to know what
did
he
you
knew.
call him by a name? What name did you use?
No, he asked me to, call him by his name. He didn't ask me to be like, hey, sensei or something like that,
Okay.
He just wanted me to learn what he knew. Okay.
And what ages do you think that was?
It was from a 8 I was almost 9 years old, and after that, I stayed with him for at least 4 years, and
Now, do you use a ranking system or
uh,
it's just working out?
no, just working out. He actually, so the way that he ranked me over was that he gave me a uh, a ninjutsu uniform. So it was a ninja uniform, and he goes like, okay, so in order for you to learn this and this and that, I don't know if he was messing around with me or what, like the movie Dragon. He just says like, I cannot teach you anymore, this and that. So he goes like, listen, the ultimate
Test.
test will be this, and he disappeared for a very long time, and
Now, do you have a name? What was his name?
like,
Well,
man,
I got you. No,
it
it's
was it
been a long
was
time. It
it was
becomes
a
a blur.
long it was a while. It was a while.
Okay, we're gonna make him Carlos Flores. Two popular names,
It's
or how about this? Tony
he's got
Rivera. It could have been Tony Rivera. There's a lot of those guys.
well, Rivera was his last name.
Oh, look at that.
It was his last name was Rivera. So
So we don't call him Don Rivera,
yeah, yeah.
Senor Rivera.
So um after that, I just kind of practiced by my own self because obviously, and
Well, let me ask you a question. What was the climate in Puerto Rico when it came to martial arts schools? Because there's a place called El Pepino in San Sebastian, and in that town, there's more karate schools than the States.
listen, it was
La
perfect. It
Fiebre de
was
Kung
it was
Fu.
85, 90, um of at the school that I actually have been for so long, since I was 13. It was with my grandmaster, Eduardo Gonzalez. Doctor.
Okay, so what got you to that school? So basically, you trained in the style that we call ghetto rule, right? And so did I. And then when I joined a formal school, it was April 19th, 1976. By the time I got there, I was already training 2, 3 years in wherever, whoever, whatever.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay, so what got you to that official school? And if you remember the month, the date, the year, I remember
So
to the day, April 19th, 1976.
it was actually in 91. Okay. I just I came over to United States to kind of be my start a new life, right?
A
Um,
mejorar mi vida.
somewhat, right? Because I was a student still. So and then
Oh, so you actually were, hold on a second. So you, at this time, let me just ask you a few questions back on just real quick. Do
yep.
you have any siblings? Are you only child? Because sometimes like, there's a story that I just heard of an only child that was being bullied and he has to train in martial arts. That was his story.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I'm number 9 out of the 11
Whoa.
sisters.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
We got
So
a big family.
how many? All right, so how many boys? How many girls?
We got 6 boys, including me, and then 5 girls.
Wait a minute. You said 9. Now my math.
I'm number 9 out of the
Oh, number
11.
9 out of 11.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So no television in the house, of course.
No, bro, we're talking about what in English the term is hillbillies, and
Yeah,
and
Hiraro,
los campesinos,
campesino. Yeah, those are
So
the traditional. Those are the Jiraros
los
of
jíbaros,
Puerto Rico.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Holy smokes. I can't imagine. So are you the only one from the entire family that even started training in martial arts?
No. We have martial arts itself. We have my sister is the one before me. She actually studied some kickboxing back in the day with our champion over in Guayama, Puerto Rico. Oh my God, Chiqui Solien.
Whoa,
Oh,
guys, this guy was a world WK champion. Taekwondo
Yeah,
stylist with some phenomenal kicks. His jumping back kick was monstrosity.
dude,
Phenomenal.
that
Yeah.
dude, that dude
Victor, right?
is
Victor Solier.
Victor Solier, yeah.
Kiki.
So
Wow.
he
That's legendary there, guys.
he did some I mean she did some kickboxing with him, and but she didn't, take it far, like, long career and whatever. So she learned whatever she needed to do.
And they used it on you and everybody else in the family, right?
Well, brothers and sisters, we always, duke it out.
That's the first bullies you have is relatives.
No, they like to make sure that you can handle yourself without them.
Yeah, they're looking out for you.
That's what
A
it was.
cocotazo.
But yeah, no, I have a older brother that he is a Golden Glove. He was a Golden Glove in the 80s, late 80s to 90s. His name was Edwin Lefty. Um, they call it Lefty something. I can't remember what it was. I gotta
My
ask
father's
him.
my father's nickname happens to be Lefty too.
No, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's known Lefty Fontanes. Yeah, he was a
Nice.
boxer at one point, never professional, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now you come to so you actually go to school and you graduate from high school.
Well, not over here. Man, I'm telling you, you cannot take out you can bring the person over here, but you cannot take the cookie out. It's like the Hibaro.
Wow. So
So
so so so he's saying we say it like this: you could take the person out the ghetto, but you can't get the ghetto out the kid. So that's the same thing. His kids is
I
the
don't like
coquille
that.
is the ghetto. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you. That's
I
funny.
I miss the people too much, and I only lasted 6 months over here, and then I went back over to Puerto Rico, and I stayed there, and once I went back, I went back, and I was still doing my flexibility exercises, my splits and
On
all.
on your own, on your own
Yeah, yeah,
personal training.
yeah, yeah. So I started looking around, but it was only three academies in the immediate area that I had. It was one in Olimpo. That was Goyo Ryu. Um, and then there was one in the downtown area, which it was Eagle, White Eagle Clan from Sifu. I can't remember his name. I can't. It will come to me. It will come to me. It's been a while since I thought about this stuff. And then we have Chiqui Solier with his Academy of Taekwondo. And recently, my teacher, he actually opened the school, but there was no promotion or nothing around. So, and then a friend of mine, which it was a girl, that she goes like, listen, since you love the movies of Van Damme and all that stuff, there's a karate school opening they call it the Suarito. So that's a steeple place. That's a steeple place in Guayama. Okay. And he reopened
Wait,
that
hold on. What I don't know what's a steeple.
it's like it was
Popular or
like a
ghetto?
popular place. And
Popular.
yeah,
Okay, so like
popular.
downtown area,
Yeah, it was it is
a
or
hot
it
spot.
was
What they had around the restaurants or
in
clubs or
restaurant. Yeah, it was a restaurant downstairs, and then the karate up in the second floor. But funny enough, this is the second time that he opens on that particular place.
and that's strip. So it's a popular strip.
Yeah. So so the building is in a corner, and then he was on the top. And guess what? Years ago, when in 1960 something, he actually opened the karate school there.
You revisited back the
Before,
same location 30
yeah,
years after,
it
30 plus
was
years after.
it was mind blowing when that happened, and
Wow.
the history
And
there.
what style was it?
The same stuff, the same one, Guayama.
No, no, style, estilo.
Oh, Ishinryu. So it
Okay.
was Ishinryu. Yeah, from there, from I was 13, almost 13, because he did not accept students under 13. So I was like,
Very, very traditional Okinawan style.
yeah.
Who did he train with?
He trained under Eduardo Caro, and in that time, if we go a little bit into history, Malachi Lee. Okay.
Whoa,
Yeah. So he was under
bro, that's New York
Malachi Lee.
now. Holy smokes.
Malachi Lee came to Puerto Rico a very long time ago, and he actually taught in the Buchanan Army base, and with
Guys,
Master
for those of you who don't know,
Sensei.
Malachi Lee was the tallest competitor probably in the history of New York. He came up during an era that was hardcore. He actually came out in a documentary. I think it was either Super Weapon or another one. So Malachi Lee, that guy's roots are very well known. He's a legendary martial artist from New York City, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, bro. So
I didn't know that.
yeah,
That's why.
so
So let me explain. That's the reason why I do these professional profiles, because a lot of times people forget because they don't think about what they've done, where they come from. You know, I'm pretty on top of that because I'm doing my autobiography now. So this could start off to trigger your martial arts journey autobiography because we'll be able to use this as good documentation. And but so okay, so Malachi Lee, down to you, and you're still in Puerto Rico doing Inshuru. You
yeah,
got the ball.
so he so when he told me, oh, just come back. It's still early. Just come back at 5 o'clock. And we will, we'll check what you got. And
Test you out.
yeah, kind of. I I didn't say that I knew some martial arts. I just went. I
Yeah,
would
because
love to
your
learn.
first instructor said, shh,
Yeah,
secreto,
I
secret.
I I wonder why, right? It was a Sensei Miyagi kind of thing,
Yeah. But I love it. It was mysterious, and you still don't remember even his name, Don Rivera. You know,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I came back that day. Oh my God. There was a time to come in, but there was no punching out. So I left that day like around 9 something,
from
and
what time?
from 5 to 9 something, and it was only me. Uh,
Whoa,
it was only me, and he just wanted to, see the things that I was doing, and he saw me that I had very good potential. He goes like, "Come back again on Wednesday, and I will have you meet this other black belt. His name is Hector, and I will present you to him, and we can actually check you out and teach you a couple of things. And then if you decide to come back, then I'll see you on Friday. Um, I mean Thursday, because it was Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
hey, did you get in trouble for getting home so late?
No, because even though we had that law that when the lights of the streets come on,
You
you have
better
to
be in the
be
house.
home. They already knew where I was, so I
Okay,
I told them, listen, I'm gonna try this karate place, and they go, okay, my mom was very supportive in that, and my dad was constantly, working, and then by the time he got home, he already saw me there, so. I
wow,
was not a kid that was actually doing bad things, but I was hanging around with some people that were doing some things,
right, right.
so
That's because you had older brothers and sisters. They so they would have straightened you up.
yeah, man. At that time I was already like, there was only one or two oldest
Yeah,
in
because
the age.
after they're 18, they gotta get out the house and start their
Yeah,
own life.
yeah. No, they were almost all over here in the United States. So um
Okay, so
yeah.
all right.
So I once he saw me, and the other guy was like, wow, he reminds me of so and so, Bam Bang or something like that. They talked among each other, and then from there on, I said like, this is the place. Then after that, we got some students, and same age, obviously, and you know how teenagers, we didn't give a thing, man. We just duke it out. Man, I didn't know about a glove or protective gear only when I went to the Puerto Rico Open Challenge in 1993, I want to say. And I still have my fifth place, which is a paper saying Puerto Rico US Open Challenge, or Puerto Rico Open Challenge, and fifth place. David Diaz, written. I David Diaz was, blah, 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 and then if I show you that thing, it's like old. But that's,
Do you remember when you went to this tournament? How did it feel like before you went?
bro, it was, man, I'm telling you that it was like the Karate Kid movie, man. It was overwhelming in the sense like excitement. I was, I think I was already a orange belt in that. Yeah, I was an orange belt there. Um, and I lost it, fighting and whatever happened. Uh, I did kata, but it was still raw, no, not that much good.
Yeah, you
And
was nervous. Listen,
oh
when I first did my form, I forgot my name. That's how nervous I got. Like, how the hell you forget your name? You know how nervous? I mean, come on now. So you're not alone. Trust me. Everybody has the first event, and it's like, but we remember it like it was yesterday. You couldn't sleep for days before that, and every day getting closer. We're getting closer. It's like the kung fu movies, like you said, Karate Kid. And then
yeah,
finally,
yeah,
after it happens, you're like, wow. Then you still dream about what you should have done. I should have done this. I should have done that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, there in those tournaments, I actually got to meet a lot of good masters that you yourself are talking to every now and then. Like Camacho was one.
Well, that
Uh,
was the super estrella, Ruby Camacho. That was the
yeah,
guy, the
bro,
main guy for
their
why.
uniform was nasty in that time, and it's still good. They used to fly when they were
Yeah.
fighting. They used to fly air, like spinning kicks that were like in the air. I was like, what in the
And then
world?
he had his student fast guy, Louis Cruz too.
Yeah, but Lewis, I don't think that he was. He's way younger than us.
Louis Cruz is about 45, 46.
No, get out.
Louis Cruz, Luisito,
Yeah,
started training with Ruby around 1990.
he
He
can.
fought in the 1988, what was called um, J. Rivera, you said, Esto es Karate in Puerto Rico. That was the revista, the Karate Illustrated knockoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the name of the tournament was called the Showdown.
Oh
And in
my God,
1980,
yes, yes.
and in 1988, Lewis took first place as a little kid in the Showdown. And then 1989, karate region 13 became Puerto Rico because of something I negotiated when I was part of the American Airline team. When I got the American Airline team to go to Puerto Rico, and Ruby and I was in the show, a show de mediodía to promote. That was part of Telemundo to promote the
Wow,
show. Yeah,
bro.
yeah. So that was 1988 for what it was worth.
Wow.
So yeah, Fast Guy was this, except that wasn't his nickname. The
Yeah, no,
nickname
no.
Fast Guy comes out years after when he becomes my student.
Yeah, no. So there was quite a few guys that are like Ramon is one of them that he actually was
Giovanni
long
Ramon,
hair. And that time, Ramon tenía the mullet, like this mullet.
right,
Man,
right.
when we saw him fight, I was like, this dude is gonna be like freaking a movie star or something like that. And
The top three guys
he
was Jovan, Ramon, and Lewis. They were the ones that were the dominant after the next generation.
yeah, yeah. So there was some very good. And then obviously, if you're gonna go a category more higher than that, Roshi is one of them that he actually master. He does the Roshi team. I can't remember his exact name on it, but he was always joining with Ramon too.
Yeah,
And
so that group was called Kyodai Rule.
yeah, yeah.
So you got Kyodai Rule, and then before that, Ruby was part of Taifu Choi.
Damn, man. So
Yeah,
I was just a white no orange belt going to blue belt and Ishinryu in that time. So imagine, you
and
know,
Ishinru is very conservative, traditional style. And now all of a sudden, you go to a tournament, you see these ninjas flying all over the place. What the
it's
heck
like
is this?
yeah, no, man. I said like no, I'm gonna be in that category one day. So we just every time that we will go over, yeah, we got our challenges and our butts, handed out. But
Yeah.
it was good fighting, and it was
So
really
let me ask you a question. Knowing a little bit about Inshinru, what makes it unique is that Inshinru is really well balanced. You have fighting, you also have forms, but they also have Kabuto, which is the weapon. So normally people from Inshinru do all three. That you competed in all three also?
yep, I
Oh
do.
wow, that's beautiful.
I do. I love doing Kobudo.
And where were you winning more at? Fighting, forms, weapons? Like what was first, what was second, what was third? If you had to put it in the hierarchy.
We were good at fighting. Okay. So I love doing fighting. Kata, I wasn't that loving that much into it because obviously, it wasn't a challenge for to
Yeah,
hit
nobody's
the
there.
person.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, I was a teenager. What did I know at that time? I just wanted to hit and release all that stress that I had, if you call it stress,
Yeah. It's
But
called
then,
testosterone.
yeah, it's there was times that we got the bullying and all that stuff, and it just we had to deal with it differently than what nowadays people deal with, and we just sorted out. Let's go for it. But we never said, "Oh, I know how to do this," because then that would have gotten in
There's a
trouble.
warning to everybody.
Yeah, so it was it was some interesting times in that. In
So
that,
did you ever? Okay, so at that point, obviously, you eventually come to New York and you're in Massachusetts. That's when you and I first met. But so give me a little timeline. So now this is the early '90s, and then you're up to the mid '90s. Do you ever get a chance to get your? When did you get your first black belt?
my black belt was in 1999. That's the first degree black belt right there. I just became a black belt in 1999.
And that's still in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So as soon as I did that, I stayed a little bit, and then an opportunity just kind of went by, and it says like, hey, you know,
So
I
God opened up a door.
yeah, and I followed with it. I said like, you know what, I'm gonna go to United States, and
Let's try it again.
yeah, I wanted to try it again, but it was this time it was with for love reasons, and that time. And I wanted to work as much as possible, gain, save
Be
a
a
lot of money,
responsible
and
man.
then yeah, save a lot of money, and then come back again to the island with a retirement thing and whatever. Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you very
And
much.
but we think that we have everything figured out, and
Yeah.
is
I
is
don't know nothing. When I was a teenager, I knew everything.
yeah. So I was like 20 or 21 in that time, and I wanted to open a karate school, but man, wow, did I not know how to do that? So I said like, okay, first of all, I'm gonna need a lot of dough. So um,
Now you talk about this is once you come here to the United States.
no, actually, it was just to get a job, and then my mission
Right.
was to continue the karate school over with my sensei over in Puerto Rico.
Gotcha.
He was not very happy that I actually left, and you know, but I never switched, and I never, will, and staying faithful to the dojo, and
You're a loyal student and disciple, so I understand that. So again, so it's you're in your 20s. You're in Massachusetts, I believe, is where you ended up, right? What
yeah,
city?
Lowell, Massachusetts, and
Okay.
working from there and all that stuff. And I could
What kind of work were you doing?
right there, it was just looking for jobs, and they, the only thing offering around it was flipping burgers and all that stuff. And I said, like, you know what? It's not that I'm proud, is that if I wanted to do that, I would have done it over in Puerto Rico, hot weather, doing it the same. But I wanted to get something better than that. I called my other brother in New Hampshire, and he goes like, "Yeah, I'll pick you up Friday." Saturday, we woke up. He just We went to a place, and they hired me on the spot, and I started doing work there. And next thing you know, it's like,
What kind of work? There's another place with the pole that you had to take off your clothes, right? That
no,
another
no.
place.
Hey, those are memories that are being
It,
erased.
it's like the martial arts style. Shh, it's a secret.
Yeah, yeah, but no,
Guys, we're joking. We're joking for those of you watching. But there are other people that have done quite a bit of that. Like that right there. He's shirtless. Man, put on a shirt, bro. What's wrong with you?
this guy is doing the same thing.
They partners.
So, no, I stay here, and then I started working, and the company was moved over to New Mexico, and
What kind of work was it?
it was I was doing the sensors for uh in that time it was only exclusive to the caravan, the minivans, caravans, the Jeep Cherokees, and sensors for airplanes, like
Oh
heat
wow.
sensors, heat sensors. That's what we used to do.
Yeah,
So
it's a technology company.
yeah, it was a very good technique. Nowadays, every car has it on top of the dash. That little sensor that is on top, that is like a little bubble on it. So that sensor right there was the one that I was actually being made by me and all the
Wow.
other people that were around. But it was sad that it was good because, in that time with that one check, I could go to Puerto Rico and come back and still have money to pay the rent. So
Because at the time you're not married. You have no. You say you went over there for a girl.
yeah,
Did you ever stay with that girl? How long did it last?
it only lasted 7 years, because once I came over to United States, I'm all derecho, I'm all, tú sabes, que
Oh,
no,
so the girl. Okay, so your girlfriend was still in Puerto Rico.
yeah,
Oh, well, that's not easy. So that's why you kept going back and forth.
yeah, yeah. So, but then again, I don't. We figured out that was not, I was not going to come back anytime soon. So
Right. So then let me ask you a question just to get the timeline correct. So now, while you're working in this technology company, or factory, I should say, are you training in martial arts at all, or does that just stop?
I actually was, since I was in Massachusetts, our grandmaster in that time, it was Chester Holubeki, which he was the one that kind of rescued the Ishinryu over in Puerto Rico in a certain way, um, from my sensei itself. So, but that's
Hey, well,
another story.
yeah, I was going to say that sounds like another episode. That sounds like a
Well,
whole other
that's
thing.
gonna be
But
a crazy episode over
okay,
there.
we'll have to do that only because it's part of your history, and like I said, this here can help out, but will be your autobiographies, and
Yeah.
we'll do some good content from this.
Yeah, yeah. So, we I visited him every now and then. So because it was in Holyoke, it was a very good 2 hours and a
Guys,
half.
Holyoke is the place that some of the most a lot of Puerto Ricans. That place has a lot of Puerto Ricans, so
Yeah,
it's one of those cities that similar to Kissimmee and other parts of the United States that a congregation of Puerto Ricans are there in the position of leadership too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I used to go back and forth every now and then he closed down his dojo, and I stayed doing my katas, and I will travel to Puerto Rico, and I will still, you know, work with my sensei, and he will correct me, teach me, and all that stuff. And when I left Puerto Rico with the physical red belt, he gave me a lot of like knowledge until the third degree black belt level, in the sense of kata itself, and whatever is the wonkais and
Yeah,
and
right.
and
So, guys,
yep,
this is a different in short in excuse me in Inshinru. Literally, they still do the breakdown of the techniques, the bunkai. So it's not just because it's an Okinawa style, it's not a Japanese style. So it's the real, what you consider Okinawa Te, that really comes from. There's an influence of Goju in it because it just is so hard and soft. But the difference between that style and many other styles is it still keeps the foundation of being versatile in forms, fighting, and weapons, but understanding the techniques too. And that's the bunkai, the applications.
yep. So, 5 years passed by, and I met my wife. So, and then after that, we have a kid, and I was doing actually, um, I found a place around in this place, in the Salvation Army, um, Salas Shotokan. He was a Dominican gentleman that had a karate school in the Salvation Army, and I went like, you know what? Let me stop by one day because obviously, sounds like it's karate. So I mean, to me, all the karates were mine, the same one as me. So
Right, 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 right.
in that time, so I started, going in there, check them. Okay, so he's counting the same way that I do.
Yeah, which is
That's
open
good.
each knee, san, shi.
Yeah, so he goes, okay, get on my eye and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're getting there. We get my getting. Oh, okay, now we're getting. And I said, like, you know what? Let me do it. Okay. Because at least if I don't have my style around here, then at least I can still stay active and learn something new in the process. So um, that didn't last long because obviously the stances is like one of the biggest things in Asian rule, and I was like fighting my
Guys, let me tell you the difference. So in ancient rule, all the kicks are below the waist because literally it's self-defense, and that's really application for bunkai. In a style like Shotokan, it used to be like that until his son took over and started putting some savate, which is French foot fighting, which meant higher kicks. That's the real history of Shotokan when it comes to what would have been the difference between other Okinawan styles. So they were doing some flashier stuff that people might think it would have been from the Koreans, but it wasn't from the Koreans because savate was in Japan 40 years before from Nakoshi even comes to Nippon, which is the mainland.
yeah. Just imagine that. So yeah, no, I
So
mean
the
that was,
stances are deeper. My point is the stances are deep. The stances are deeper, not
yeah,
Nikwachi Dachi, which is more predominantly, hourglass or cat stance or whatever.
yeah. So and it got to the point that I got a little annoyed because the teacher was calling out the kids that were there. They were they were like 15 years old and whatever, 13, some of them, and they were calling them like very bad names onto them, and I was like, listen, you're not a real
Yeah,
master.
so because you came from a place that really had honor and respect, you found out that there was not all places were like that. You was very
Yeah,
uncomfortable with that situation. I got
yeah.
you.
So I told them off, and I told the kids, listen, if you want to learn karate, just come to me.
So
And
that starts the infancy of you to teach.
yeah,
So basically, you saw bully, and you stopped the bully, and you gave an out for people who didn't want to be bullied.
yeah. So far, in that time, I was not even planning on teaching, but I was still active in the sense. And then the kids knock on my door, and they wanted to learn what I know, and I started teaching them, and they were like, "Oh my God,
What a
you,
difference.
this is a different one, and this and that." And it was in a 10 by 10 garage. So I have my punching bag, in the garage, and then, some mats on the floor and this and that. And we were just doing things in there. And again, back to the ghetto, ways of teaching,
Yeah, urban jungle.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter
so
where it's at, all over the world.
they kind of gave me the okay to actually say, okay, let's teach. I mean, teach us, like, open your own karate school. This is good. And I started, getting that seed was out already, like, put in. Um, and in my time, I never felt good until my sensei would say to me, "It's time for you to actually teach. It's okay for you to teach. You have the
Mhm.
rank and this and that." So when I talked to him, and he goes like, "Yeah, you go ahead and do that. You have all the knowledge that you need, and what do you need? You need a letter. You need this and that."
So basically, you ask for his blessings and permission, so to speak. Now, listen, it's a quarter to 2 o'clock, and I have to be done by 2:15. So I just want to fast forward a little bit. And of course, when you see this on the timeline, it'll be kind of cool. When was it? What brought you to the seminar that I actually taught? I'm curious to find out that history because you and I go back to that. And what
Oh
year was
yeah.
that approximately?
All right. So there was another karate school that I didn't know. It was related to Danny Veloz. He was a young man, and I liked the way that he was teaching in that time. And I was, we stay friends and all that. And we were kind of exchanging knowledge, and he asked me to teach every now and then in his dojo and all that. One of his sensei was from Puerto Rico, so I kind of, I knew them. So every time that they will come to United States, I will go to them and we will talk and we will exchange more knowledge, and you know and hang out and all that stuff on it. Uh, and then he said, "Hey, um, I got a gentleman that is coming over to do a seminar on fighting," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll be there." And next thing you know, last thing I see is you freaking in the pole, flat, the whole leg all the way up. I'm like, what the heck is he doing? So it was a very interesting system of fighting. So obviously something way different than what I had in my time, because I was punching, kicking, and there was no strategy. You just survive. In my time, survive. That's the key. So it was a more like a sports kind of flavor into it, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm checking on this.
Yeah.
So
So
from there on,
the first thing I taught was the footwork, left, right, left, left. And anytime these were things that I learned from, you know, Mr. Lewis himself. Well, you can't see it anyway. Grandmaster Joe Lewis himself. I think it's somewhere around there with him. And then I started teaching people things that actually worked to help them bridge the gap. I said the kicks and punches are techniques, but if they don't reach, it doesn't really matter. So footwork and fakes and repositions and angle and coming from a variety of places. So people, when they learn that, if they embrace it, they become very versatile.
yeah, it was an eye opening. It was an eye opening because we're so, like, in a straight line that we didn't. If we moved to the side, it was just to do a skip and a round kick, or skip and a
Yeah.
side kick,
Yeah,
or
like the
maybe
Karate Kid, just like the Karate Kid, they attack,
a
move to the side.
spinning hook kick, and things like that. That's one thing that I like about the sensei that I have, is that he never gave us like only a certain.
No,
This is
he
only
didn't
this.
limit you.
Yeah, this is only the beginning stuff. Okay, and then you gonna gain more as you grow, and is one of those things, and that I think that was in 90, no, no, 2000 something, 2002, I want to say
Yeah,
2003.
it was in the early 2000s, and it's interesting because it was in Lawrenceville, um, Massachusetts, and it was an industrial area. I went, and it was weird because it was like
on
I had
the
all these floors,
on
right?
the third floor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there was a barber shop, and they still there. They still there. The barber shop is still there.
Yeah.
So,
But it was a great environment. I mean, there was a bunch of they were from children to adults.
Yep.
and the school was pretty big. And I shared the info. I remember there was a bunch of poles too. You had to watch it, bang your head on the pole. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
they were like factories. So I'm like a factory environment. So it's
yeah.
industrial. But okay, so then after that, um, eventually you end up opening up your own school. So how long after that, or what was the process?
So probably I want to say 6 months after that, I got hired by the YMCA as a personal trainer, and I worked only 4 hours, every other day. And then there was a karate program that was being given in the YMCA, but I never saw the guy doing it. So I figured that it was gonna be full of kids. So every time that it said like the time, I will go and check the place, and I'm like, there's nobody here. And then I asked,
They were ninjas. Couldn't see them.
and there were ghosts. And then one day I actually saw him, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? Oh my, there was no uniform for the other kids and all that stuff. It was just there, like whatever. And I understood because obviously, he's there as a instructor, not taking over the place. So in that time I asked my boss, which it was young as well, but he goes like I asked him, listen, what's going to happen to that program, the karate program? This is the last time that we're gonna do it. Nobody signs up for it, and I'm like, can I can I do it?
Give, give it a shot, right?
Yeah, and he goes like, what? What are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm a black belt, and I can actually teach. And then he goes like, for real? Well, let me take it all to the chain of command and whatever. So the long story short is like, um, they did not have any faith that the program was gonna take. So
Yeah, it never worked before. Why would it work this time?
exactly. So I'm like, okay, so first of all, I need to clean that place. I need to clean it. So
Yeah,
I cleaned the whole place, painted it and all that stuff, and it came out of my money. It didn't came from them.
yeah. You invested in the location, and they're
Yeah.
thinking, "What's up with this guy?"
Yeah, so I requested locks and everything, and I didn't want anybody else to use it because if I'm gonna put equipment there, it's gonna be
Yeah,
wrong.
you want to be robbed, or
Yeah.
or they
So,
messed it up.
anyways, they gave me up to 10 kids. Like, if you get to 10 kids in 3 months, then we'll talk. I got, I got to, I got to 45 kids in the first
Awesome.
in the first 3 weeks, and then it was only one week, one day a week that they gave me, and I said like, listen, they don't fit in this place. I need more space.
And when they saw that and you asked for that, what did they say?
They started giving me, they started going like, wait a minute, this
They were
is,
probably, "What the heck's going on here? This guy actually made this thing happen. We've had it for years. It's never worked, and all of a
yeah,
sudden, what the heck?"
man, I'm telling you, within the fourth month, I had to do the whole week, different schedules for different adults. For adults, I had 7 adults in that class. They
But
stay with
before they
me.
had zero forever, no one
Yeah,
ever joined as an adult.
they stay with me for a very long time. And I did it for 4 or 5 years in the YMCA.
Wow.
And then after that, I said like, you know what? It's time for me to, because it was jeopardizing me as a instructor itself. I was, my sensei goes like, listen, I understand what you're doing, but I need you to be on your own.
Your
That,
own.
yeah, that,
We need a dojo up there. You've been
yeah,
there long enough. You've been teaching them, and then so you have to take a leap of faith now and open up a school, finance together. I'm sure at this point you probably in what would be a relationship, and you have to negotiate. Not easy.
boy, I, I, I asked a couple of people because at that time I had very good connections because I was a fitness instructor and at the same time I was a karate instructor and I built a very good name for myself.
You had good relationships based on the
Yeah.
gym and and teaching.
So I had lawyers that talked to me and all that stuff, and they go like, "Yeah, go ahead, do it, do it, do it." And I'm like, "Okay,
And it's
I got the
scary because
license."
you don't know. It's so nerve wracking, right? Because when you hear someone says, do it, you go, okay, I want to do it. And then in the back of your mind, say, what makes you think you're going to be successful?
At that time, after they said that they gave me only 30 days or 40 days,
Well, you had confidence.
and
You had
I
confidence.
surpassed that. The thing that killed me was that when I actually resigned, I gave the letter of resignation.
Resignation,
I put in I will no longer be doing karate. I will stay um
fitness.
as a fitness instructor and um I was actually a manager of the gym in that time. So the person in charge in that time, he said, "Nope, if you're not doing karate here, you're not doing anything." And he put me in a
Whoa.
list of no hire and everything after that. I was like, "Oh my God."
He blacklisted you
Yeah, so
because they were jealous, not jealous. They were upset because the program never worked before. Now finally is working. And after but I mean, 4 years is a long time. I mean, you already proved it. So I'm sure you're heartbroken, you're nervous. What next?
yeah, when I told him, "Hey, listen, I gotta take all my equipment with me," he said, like, "No, that's YMCA property." I'm like, "Nope, that's actually my property. I had all the receipts and everything else
Receipts.
for it." So they go, "Oh, we're gonna pay you back, but it's gonna be depreciated." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I want my full thing because it's been from here to from the first day to the date that I'm leaving." So they they pay me and all that stuff later, but and then he made me promise that not to tell anybody that I was leaving. But guess what? I painted the place. My belts were on the wall. My certificates were on the wall. All the decoration was mine. All of this, all of that. And as soon as I'm like taking it off, people were like thinking, what's going on with you? What's going on?" And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was,
"No, I'm just taking them down to paint." They figure it out, man. They figure it out real quick. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm not saying anything. And when they saw me open the karate school, they did not follow through with the other person that they hired. And the program actually went down. And
wow.
so
So, and again, we only have 2 minutes for 2 o'clock, so we're gonna definitely expand this. But can you just fast forward in the next 2 minutes? Fast forward to today, to today.
well, 7 years after that, I opened actually in 2013, 2012. And then we closed down we shut down our facilities in COVID, and then we started again. And it's been 3 years, 3 wonderful years that we have been in Lawrence again, and we still going strong. This a brand
And
new.
now you have your two sons that are your two sons are part of the team, and so is your wonderful wife.
That's the biggest feeling ever. It's amazing that sometimes I see other martial artists and then one of them yell at me because I was teaching my kid. Like literally, I was actually teaching my kid itself. Like I went to a tournament and he goes like, "Oh, that's illegal. You cannot do that." I'm like, "Who told you that it's illegal to pass on the knowledge from a parent to a son?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
has been done for generations
yeah.
over
That's
in
what that's
Okinawa."
exactly what that's what legacy is. So let me, and again, just because we are short on time right now, um, 30 seconds to a minute. UMAN OG. You heard about this tournament circuit.
Man, I couldn't make it the last time, but this time I'm making it. This time I'm actually making it. I'm excited because every time that we go to tournaments, yes, we get to participate and all that stuff, but it's not dedicated to us. It's all about everybody else. But then when we actually compete, it's crickets. crickets around us, and nobody sees what we have and
No respect.
what we're capable of doing still. And I'm excited because it's not every time that you see a 70, a 60, you know, a 50, you know, year old person, young, compete, you know, and show what they still have and the opportunity to, you know, excel in what they
Yeah.
have, you know,
Hey,
is
this is my last question. What do you think about this thing here? Oh, you can't see it.
oh, bro, I got four already on me. I got freedom. I got uh the I got
Victory,
two freedoms,
two
and
freedoms. Okay.
yeah, two liberties. Well, I got one liberty, and then the other one is the stress one because I wanted
Victory,
to.
liberty, and freedom.
Yeah, man, I still have them. Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
So this gentleman's been him and I we've been together for quite a while in a variety of different things, including isogenics and a few different health programs. Oh, it disappears. Just like
Uh,
the ninja. Oh, there it is. It's back. Oh, there you go. There you go. I see that. Yes. So obviously, not only you are taking it, but it made a world of a difference. And the only thing I want to end with, you went to a tournament, you got the patches. What happened?
bro, I couldn't believe it. I actually said, "Wow, I feel good. I still can kick. I can still do that." I didn't perform well because obviously, you know, I was just scared that I was gonna
No, but
pull my leg
you
off
did. There's a
again.
challenge in Kusan Ku. There's a challenge in Kusan Ku. That form is not easy to do because you have to drop down to your knee. And what happened?
When I go to my cat stance, oh my God, that on the leg that I got, you know, the messed up hip.
Injury.
Oh my! When I actually went and leaned over towards it, I was like, "Wait a minute,
Where's
I
my
don't see it.
pain?
What is the pain?" And I did the jump. I was not going to do the jump, and I felt good, and I did the jump on it. And as soon as I actually finished that, uh, the gentleman that I actually talked to about the patches, I was like, I'm trying out some patches, and it's feeling amazing, and I don't feel the pain that I used to. So you should try it too, you know. And then he goes like, man, after seeing you doing that kata, yeah, I want to,
I'm a believer.
I want
Anyway,
to
so
hear
listen.
about it.
So, well, any I want to hear your last part in words and shout outs or whatever you do. So, like that, we get. I have to actually go teach today, believe it or not. This is the last day of a program, so we have a party, and I'm grateful for you. I'm excited, guys. We're gonna definitely have to do another one. By the way, I also got to commend you because your English has gotten so much better. If we did this in Spanish, guys, it would be a whole different flow because he doesn't have to think. He thinks in Spanish and he translates into English. And even 5 years ago, he's improved so much. So I'm proud of you. The logos that you see back there, guys, is phenomenal. And for those of you who are coming to the UMAN OG, if you win Grand Champion, there's a chance that you're gonna get something that he did by hand. And I won't show you guys that, but he is a real deal artist. What are your last parting words, sir?
My last parting words is never give up, guys. Keep moving forward, and whatever the life throws at you, you know, jump over that hoop and go through that obstacle and get it because nobody will, nobody else
And
will
now some
do it.
shout outs before some shout outs so you don't get in trouble. Give some shout outs
Oh,
now.
shout out to my grandmaster, Eduardo Gonzalez, Hector, and Alexis Morales over in Florida too. So shout out to
And
everybody around.
and your team at the school.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We have the Team Diaz. Obviously, we got one fighter is coming over. My son is fighting you MMA. So shout out to the Cage Titans and ASAP promotions. They actually do amazing cards for the fighters, and I'm excited to be
Amateur
here.
MMA. So
Amateur, yeah.
your oldest son, his age,
20.
his name, age, and his position in the school.
So his name is David Desaya Diaz. His position is a third degree black belt. And he goes by the name of David the Bruiser Diaz.
And then your younger son, who's also at the school.
Darius Darius Davis Diaz, and he's 16 now, and he is first degree black belt, and that's it.
And the front desk, who runs that front desk?
My lovely wife, Saray Sanchez, honorary black belt in Asian Ryu. She has been with me for a very long time, so 21
Well,
years
listen,
making.
I,
So
I, I appreciate you. I thank you. And of course, we're gonna do some quite a bit of work, guys. We just begun. And I appreciate your friendship. We've been together as friends in a whole bunch of different stages. And you're gonna hear a lot more. So this is the UMAN OG, the Unified Martial Arts Network OG, older guys and older girls. I just interviewed Renshi David Diaz, who happens to be from Lawrenceville, Massachusetts, where he had a school, and he has a great journey. And all I can say is, those of you who are competing, fighting forms and weapons, watch out, baby, because this guy's coming over to the next UMAN OG tournament. When I say AB, you say see ya. AB,
see ya.
God bless, best wishes, and thank you, as my grandmother would say. Thank you, sir. Bye bye.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching here too. It's really been a pleasure. I must say that I'm grateful. All right, so it's time to get out of here. Bye bye.